Hi everyone and welcome to 2% Domain, the channel on all about improving yourself and becoming an impact in today's modern society. Why is it so hard for some people to think long term? Let's take a simple situation. A person got stuck on an island where there is no food. There are plants, but not many trees on the island. Luckily, a coconut sits shore, probably carried by the ocean from some other island. Now, what should a person do? Think long term or short term? If he thinks long term, he will plant the coconut as a seed and wait for the plant to give fruits. But it is pretty clear he won't sustain his hunger. And if he thinks in the short term, he will eat the coconut, but probably may again face the same hunger the next day. Both decisions can lead to a possibility of dying of hunger in the future. But the probability is the same on the short-term decision. Short-term is lesser because at least he is sure that if he eats the coconut he can pass through a day, and probably search for some other source of food on the island and make some tools to do some fishing. It is difficult for us to think long-term because 1. Uncertainty is what makes long-term thinking difficult. 2. It is so hard because our brains were not physically built for it. They are built for figuring out how to avoid dying in the next couple of minutes. Evolutionarily speaking, our brains did not have any need for the long-term planning we do today. The primary concern was the immediate present. For example, where are the animals? Or I need to hide food. And in the near future, I need to remember where I hid my food. But now times have changed, and with the developments made, we have evolved from living for survival to being able to store food and other technological advances. If you think long-term thinking is not for you, well, we have good news for you. That's what scientists call neuroplasticity, also known as neural plasticity or brain plasticity. Don't feel as if you cannot make any changes. Brain research to the rescue. We all think long term when we have to, but less often when we want to. If we haven't been taught that long-term thinking brings satisfaction, we assume it's more like work than pleasure. It's also a function of our curiosity, which in turn is a function of our intelligence and the degree to which our curiosity extends to our imagined future. And a lot of us don't know that the logic used to solve long-term problems is different from that used for short-term. And long-term premises depend most on the deductive logic of the Greeks, as an example. But we must survive to utilize them through the short-term probabilistic logic of our emotional brain processes. Think, for example, about game theory. It, in my view anyway, has been intelligently structured based on the assumption that all problems are solved by looking at the long-term goal. We must, as biological creatures, survive in the short term to have any hope of being there to think at all in the long term. And our brains can't help but to instinctively tackle all our problems on that basis. Thank you for watching our video. Let us know what else you think makes people not to think long term in the comments below. Hit the like button if you like this video and please subscribe for more videos.